Greetings, YouTube, and Lashid for you. I saw your vid on black men versus black women, a form of genocide. I'm not sure I'm saying the title correctly, but I was watching your vid and I decided to scribble down some notes. You discussed how now in Hollywood there's this practice of having these movies with the black starlet or the black actress, and she usually has a love interest, a very steamy love interest, and of course that love interest is not a black man, but it's a white man, and we see a lot more of these interracial pairings going on. I enjoyed your historical romp, your historical analysis on One Life to Live. You had that black couple. I guess you can compare them to the black version of Luke and Laura, the good hardworking brother and the good sister. And of course they have this sister recover. They have this sister recover. She does well for herself and she ends up in a new relationship with a white woman. And then you talk about Eric LaSalle, and I remember that controversy back in the 90s where with the black woman she was dysfunctional, she was horrible, she was a drug addict, she was all of these things, but with the white lady she was British, she was proper, she was beautiful, and they seemed to have this harmonious relationship, and Eric LaSalle had big issues with that. Now, it does seem that there is this black man versus black woman war going on. And I do see it played out here on YouTube. And sometimes I myself as a brother do feel the frustration of seeing sisters seemingly be the enemy to brothers. And I feel like, wow. So you brought up some very good points. One of them is that nowadays we live in a society where it does seem black women are doing better than black men, um, academically, economically, on the job scene. And it seems a lot of black men are laid off, unemployed, or underemployed. So sisters are just looking at us like we're dirt, we're nothing. And it seems that brothers, we're like, oh, the sister's against me. The sister's against me. She's always getting on my case. She's always getting on my head. So there is that war. There's that like locking of wars, and it does feel like the black woman is an agent used against us. And you postulate that interracial relationships are used as weapons. I can kind of see where that could be seen as a weapon. Where I found paradise with this other race. I found paradise with this other race. And now, mind you, you do speak historically about what's going on. You do speak about how the black woman has had to endure her black man being emasculated on every step of the way. Slavery, Jim Crow, segregation. You talk about the lynchings where a black man would get lynched. And just the horrible lynchings going on. And that black woman had to sit there and watch her black man, her warrior, her protector get destroyed. Or her lover, her husband, her man, her son, her grandfather get destroyed. So now she has to teach him, don't angry Mr. White Man, or else he gonna get mad and kill you. And I must say that number one, I though I love to I think I love people of all races. I acknowledge though that I live in a system that is a white dominated system, that white people enjoy mounds of privilege in this culture. In fact, there's a stand-up comic known as Louis C.K. and he says, "I'm a white man. You can't even offend me." He said, like, and then he used the example of someone will go around call him a cracker, and he said, "Ooh, that reminds me of owning land and people. You can't even offend me. I'm a white man, white landowning man." So here we go. So in our system, they hold the keys and they're the door. They're the gatekeeper of the doors. So we are in this system of the United States of America. Now, thank good kudos on using this Mary Turner character. I've never heard of her. Thank you for reminding me of her, or thank you for teaching me about her because I had no knowledge of this sister until you brought it up today. Um, My mother used to tell me something when I was growing up, and I know I've said it here on YouTube. Now, when I was about 12 or 13, my mother once told me, she said, "My son, you have one strike against you. You are black." So here I was, not even a full teenager yet, and my mother was already telling me, "You are black. You have that is against you. People are going to look at you differently now. Law enforcement and just society in general." So being a black male in America, now in my 30s, I understand this. Now I understand that as a black man, I'm under more scrutiny than, let's say, someone that's white. Law enforcement, jobs, coworkers, all of that. And mind you, I'm a young man that was raised in the church. I was taught to hold the door open for people. I was taught to respect my elders, say my prayers before I eat my dinner. So there was some structure there. And that's another thing. You said the family structure has been attacked. And when you attack the family, you do destroy the nation. If the family structure is corrupt or tainted in any way, like you might have had a drunk father or an absent father or a sexually abusive parent, whether male or female, you you have damaged and distorted people now in the world. They're also fodder for the government welfare system. They're fodder for the prison industrial complex system. They're fodder for gangs. They're fodder for any type of crimes going on in society. And I know you're not blaming the media per se, but the media does have an impact on our psyche, on our mindset, because on one hand, everything we see in the television, we accept as reality, even on a subconscious level. We accept that truth. Like, this is what's in style. The television impacts what we wear, what music we listen to, what foods we eat, what restaurants are hot, what's not. So that sort of plays into our psyche. And now we're seeing more film and television with interracial relationships. And that is shaping and forming our opinions regarding dating interracially. And of course, when we see a lot of black cinema or black love stories, it does turn out that it's always a dysfunctional type of love story. Someone got to go be beating somebody, and someone's got to be cheating on somebody, and someone's got to be coming out of a strip club or whatever the case might be. Um, you also talked about some other things, like the Disney princess phenomena. You have a black Disney princess, but then you have a non-black prince. I saw the movie The Princess Frog. I enjoyed it. And on a side note, I think Annika Noni Rose is worlds and worlds and worlds better singer than Beyonce could ever be. And it's a shame that she got overshadowed by Beyonce in the Dreamgirls movie. But that's neither here nor there. Um, I do just want to point out that, and then that was a prince that this was a prince that was so foolish with his money, his parents cut him off, and he was kind of a lazy, good for nothing guy, and she ends up with him, who isn't even black. So, you know, that's even deeper. That's deep there too. Now, you talked about the Oprah interview, and I'm going to do a part two to this video just so I can give it full time because my system only gives me 10 minutes. So I'm just going to stop right here and I'm going to hit you up with part two.